What's going on, everyone? Burbank Aviation here, and welcome back to another video. Today we have the May 2026 Charleston International Airport update for you guys. We got a very exciting airport update here with lots of stuff to go over, including seasonal services returning, gate changes, and much more here to cover in today's video. Really hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please make sure to like and subscribe. And anyways, let's just get started. We're going to go over the gate changes real quick here, as we have the loss of Spirit Airlines. As many of you have probably heard, Spirit Airlines shut down on May 2nd, I think it was. And so they're no longer flying. And so basically, a lot of the essentially all the airports kind of have been experiencing a little bit of gate changes. We're just gonna go over here what is happening. Also, as we have the end of Frontiers, we lost 2 airlines this past month, both Frontier and Spirit. So we'll go over some changes here, essentially all to the B terminal. There's a little bit of change over there in the A terminal, but mainly over here in the B terminal. So B6, which is this gate right here, Southwest is essentially pretty much taken over. They normally put about 1 or 2 flights in there a day. It was mainly operated by JetBlue. That is entirely Southwest gate now. So it's cool to see that. They have 3 total gates here out of Charleston International Airport, so love to see that. JetBlue has essentially completely taken over B8, so really good to see that there for JetBlue, essentially having that entire gate. I think American might overnight 1 flight there, but JetBlue, really awesome to see that there with their 3 services, and then having Air Canada over there in B10. So B8, B10 essentially operated by just solely those airlines. American, I think, uses B10, as Air Canada is really only 4 times a week, and then B8 mainly JetBlue. And then over here in the A gates, really the only change you have here is Allegiant is now using gate A6 instead of gate A1, and then Alaska is moved completely to gate A1. So that's about it, but we're going to get started here in today's video, starting here in gate Bravo 2 with the Southwest 737 MAX A in the Desert Gold retro livery. Haven't put this model in a while. This guy's going to be heading on over to Chicago Midway after arriving in from Nashville. Midway is a 1 daily going up to 2 daily on Sunday. Nashville is a 3 daily going down to 2 daily on Saturday. So 2 very good routes right there for Southwest. This 737-700 is just finished boarding passengers. He's going to have the gate pull back in a moment, and we'll push back for the flight on over to Baltimore after arriving in from St. Louis. Baltimore gets anywhere from 3 to 4 daily flights. St. Louis is a 1 daily, so really good to see that there for Southwest. And then here in gate Bravo 6, you have this 737 MAX 8 going to be heading on over to Dallas after arriving in from Austin. Those are the 2 of the 3 Texas routes you're getting here. Dallas is a 1 daily, Austin's a 5 weekly, flying every day except Tuesday and Wednesday. And then you also have Houston out of 4 weekly, flying Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. So great to see that there for Southwest. The JetBlue A321 making an appearance in here. I haven't had this in quite some time. This guy's going to be doing the turnaround service out to Boston for us today. Getting this Sunday through Friday, so really cool to see this. Love to have this A321 back in here. Want to be able to put this. This is the Prism Tail A321. Boston anywhere around 3 daily right now. Seeing a mix of the A220-100 and then this A220-300, sorry, and this A321. So really awesome to see that there for JetBlue. In gate B10, you have this Air Canada Express J-900 heading out to Toronto on that 4 weekly service there. A little bit down from last month. We will go over that, but still very nice to have that service. Our only flight to Canada, and then our only true international airline. We have Breeze running a few international routes, but our true international airline out of here. So really cool to have this service out to Toronto. Sorry about that, but moving on over here to these taxiing aircraft, starting here with this American A319 with the winglets. This guy's been heading on over to Miami after arriving in from Philadelphia today. Miami's still going very strong. That is a 3 daily main line there. On Saturday, you get a 4th flight on that Envoy Ensign 5, but really awesome to see that 3 daily A319. And then Philadelphia is a really strong 4 daily service there, mainly 3 daily mainline on this 3 daily A319. You get an additional Piedmont E145, and then Tuesdays 2 EM45s, 2 A319. So very good there for American, very consistent on those services. This JetBlue A220-300 here covering our other 2 routes, heading on over to JFK after arriving from Fort Lauderdale, but those are pretty consistent. JFK is at a 2 daily, goes down to 1 daily on Tuesday, but still very good there. And then Fort Lauderdale is at a 1 daily. I expect to see hopefully the Fort Lauderdale go up as they have kind of lost that competition out, or with Spirit. So hopefully that route, we'll see that increase here a little bit in the next coming months. Not entirely sure how that will work, but hopefully, and then hopefully United will have a little bit of an increase out to Newark, as that was the route they competed on. So Newark and Fort Lauderdale, the two routes here that ended for Spirit. So hopefully we see a little bit of an increase from the airlines that still operate that. The American 737-800 right here with the logo on the winglets is going to be heading on over to Dallas-Fort Worth after arriving from Charlotte today. These are our two biggest services here. Dallas is getting right around a 4 daily big mix of aircraft, seeing the A321, a little bit of the A319, the Envoy UNSN 5, and the 737-800. It's really awesome to get that. And then Charlotte, a very big mix of aircraft as always, the Piedmont EM45, PSA CRJ-900, A319s, A320s, and the 737-800. No A321s this month, but still very awesome there nonetheless. That American Eagle UNSN 5 right there is operated by Republic for us today. He's going to be coming in from Washington Reagan, continuing out to New York LaGuardia. Washington Reagan is a 5 daily, seeing a mix of aircraft, the PSA CRJ-700 and 900, Republic UNSN 5, and the A319. And then LaGuardia, very awesome to have that 3 daily Republic service right there. Goes down to 2 daily on Saturdays, but still very well operated right there, especially as that is a fairly new service that we got in here. So really awesome there for American. And then this 737-800 right here is going to be heading on over to Chicago O'Hare on the turnaround service. O'Hare's a 3 daily, getting 1 Republic UNSN 5, 1 A319, and the 737-800. So love to see that 737 out to Chicago O'Hare, as that route is mainly controlled by United, but love to see that 737 getting out there. We'll flip around to the other side here so we get some better lighting on these two United aircraft. Starting there with that A319 for United. I'm going to be heading on over to, gotta remember where we're sending these aircraft today. Denver, after arriving in from Houston. Denver is a 2 daily, 1 A319, 1 737-800, so that A320 flight upgrades to a 737, I'm pretty sure, this month, so really awesome to see that. And then Houston had a 2 daily and Macy UNSN 5 and an A319, so love to see that. We're getting mainline on every single route here, so really awesome for that here from United. In the 737 MAX 8, currently getting serviced up for the flight on over to Chicago O'Hare after arriving in from Washington Dulles. Chicago O'Hare is a 4 daily, getting a Republic UNSN 5, 2 737-700s, and a MAX 8. Dulles, meanwhile, is a 4 daily, seeing a mix of aircraft, the Macy UNSN 5 and Republic UNSN 5, A319s, and the MAX 8 getting in 6 days out of the week there. The United 737 MAX 9 is currently taxiing out to the runway for the flight on over to Newark. Want to be able to put this in as we're getting a daily MAX 9 out there, so really awesome to have that. That's a 3 daily. Essentially all mainline throughout the week, and then on Saturdays you have one of the 737 flights going down to Republic UNSN 5, but essentially all mainline, so really awesome to see that 3 daily mainline out to Newark. And then this Breeze E195 right here, still want to be able to put this in while we're getting the service. A very limited service, but want to be able to put it in where we can. Heading on over to New Orleans after arriving in from Windsor Locks. New Orleans is a 1 daily, so really awesome. One of the few 1 daily services, actually quite a few 1 daily services we're getting here this month. Lots of changes for Breeze. We'll talk about all that, but they're doing super well out of here this month. So that these E195s are getting in Mondays and Fridays, along with Windsor Locks coming in Mondays and Fridays. Heading out to Windsor Locks, like I said, that's a 6 weekly. You get the A220 the rest of the days outside of Tuesday, which is the 1 day you get no flights. Still very strong service there for Breeze. The A220-300 right here is going to be heading on over to Tampa after arriving in from Orlando. Those are 2 1 daily services right there. I also love to see those 1 daily out to Florida. Breeze very strong out of here. We have quite a few services that are at 6 weekly or higher, honestly. I think we have 3 services that are currently at 6 weekly, and then we have, I think, 4 that are poking right about 1 daily. So really strong there. Breeze looking super good. And this second A220-300 is going to be heading on over to Providence, another one of our 1 daily services, after arriving in from Atlantic City. So Atlantic City, that is the new service that started up this month. That's a 2 weekly Wednesday, Saturday. Providence, our other daily service. So really awesome to have that there. Include all of our daily services. We had tons of our summer seasonal routes start up. I'd love to be able to put those in. I'm just limited on aircraft. I have all my Breeze aircraft in all these videos. And so We'll try and put those in the next update. We'll for sure cover what has changed towards the end of the update, but still very good there for Breeze. This Delta A320 is doing the turnaround service out to Minneapolis for us today. Minneapolis is at a 1 daily A320, so love to have that daily mainline out there. Really strong service for them. And their competition out to Minneapolis is operated by this Sun Country 737-800, who's also doing the flight out there on that 2-weekly 737. That is Sunday and Thursday flight. So love to be able to have those in. That's a little bit down from what we were seeing last month, but still love to be able to get this seasonal service out to Minneapolis in. We'll switch over to the other side so we just get some better lighting. But this Allegiant A320 right here is going to be heading on over to Cincinnati for us today. Cincinnati on the turnaround service there, 3-weekly service, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday is what we're, Sunday, Thursday, Saturday actually, is what we're getting out to Cincinnati. So love to see that there for Allegiant. A little bit up from last month. We'll kind of go over that towards the end of the video, but still very awesome right there. The A220-300 right here for Delta is going to be heading on over to New York LaGuardia after arriving in from Boston. LaGuardia is a 4 daily, seeing 3 CRJ-900s and 1 A220-300. You lose one of the 3 CRJs on Saturday, but love to have this daily A220 in, so awesome to see that there. And then Boston, you have this daily A220, and then on the weekends you get an additional Republic Int'l 5, so really awesome to see that there for Delta. This 717 right here is doing the turnaround service out to Detroit today. Detroit's a 2 daily, seeing an Endeavor CRJ-900 and 717. So glad to have the main line back. We've been running regional for a few months. Love to have this main line back out to Detroit on that 2 daily service. So very awesome to see that right there. Our staple service on the 739 out to Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson. Very awesome to have that. Still doing really well here, averaging about 10 daily flights. The 737-9GR being the most popular. You get a few 717s in there, and then about 6 CRJ-900s from Endeavor, I think it is, every week. So very awesome there. Love to have that stable service though out to Atlanta. And then the final aircraft in the gate is this Alaska MAX 9. This is the West Coast Wonders livery, heading on over to Seattle on that 1 daily MAX 9. I absolutely love having this Seattle service. We have very few connections out to the West Coast. Seattle, Los Angeles, and those are kind of really our only true West Coast connections. Denver's a little bit out that ways, but not really too far. So really love to have those 2 connections out to the West Coast, especially this running at a daily year-round on that Alaska MAX 9. The Avelo 737-800 heading out to New Haven. Like to be able to put this in. This is the only update where I'm able to put in Avelo. They have, completely exited about a bunch of the airports I do. No longer fly to Burbank. They had a super big presence in there, the biggest base on the West Coast and where they launched. That definitely sucks. They used to run Windsor Locks, not anymore. But still running that 2-weekly service out to New Haven Sunday and Thursday on that 738. So really awesome to see that right there. And then this Delta A220-100 heading out to JFK for us today. Very awesome. Finally getting mainline out to JFK. It is on Saturdays only. Still want to be able to put this in. That is a 3 daily out there. You get that normal 3 daily Endeavor CRJ-900. And then on Saturdays, one of those gets bumped up to an A220-100. So love to be able to see that there for Delta. I've been waiting, hoping they would put some mainline on there, and even though it is once a week, I'm still very happy about that. We've been running at a 3 daily CRJ since we've started this. I think we've had a few months where they switched one of the CRJs to an EMSN 5, but it has been entirely regional, so love to see that finally getting mainline out to JFK here on Delta, really bumping up the pressure on JetBlue, so really awesome there for Delta. We got lots to go over here in today's video, so we are just going to get started. Starting over here with Delta. Like I mentioned, very, very happy to see JFK finally up to a mainline service, even though we're getting it just Saturday. Very awesome to see that, though, so really great to have that. And then Detroit, we're getting mainline on that now as we work into the summer months, as we have the CRJ 700 flight up to a 717. So very awesome to see that there for Delta. The Sun Country 737-800 right here is going to be God, I was going to say it was almost heading out to Minneapolis, like I mentioned earlier. That service is down to a 2-weekly from a 4-weekly, so we dropped there as we're kind of out of the spring break months. Still very good there nonetheless, though, having that service. Even though it's a 2-weekly, still love having that service there for Sun Country. Will not complain at all. Allegiant here, actually on the up, first time in a while, I feel like we've had that. Service to Cincinnati is now on a 3-weekly and up to an A320 from that 2-weekly A319 compared to what we had last month. So very awesome to have that there for Allegiant. For United here, a little bit of news that Denver service A320 is now on a 737-800, so we're getting a 737 out to Denver now. Very awesome to have that. And then Dulles is up to 4 daily from 3 daily, so very awesome to see that jump there for United. Air Canada here with just a little bit of news. That service is down to a 4-weekly from a 5-weekly, and then it will suspend again September 6th. So we have the service now for about another 4 or 5 months or so, but it will end up suspending later on. But still very glad to have that with us. Now, Breeze here with an absolutely absurd amount of news here. We're going to start with our seasonal resumptions here out to Louisville, Richmond, Los Angeles, and Burlington. All those resumed at a 2-weekly A220, so love to have that back. And then Atlantic City, that service started on May 6th, that 2-weekly A220. So really awesome to have that. 5 new returning services here as we work into the summer months. Very awesome to have that. Lots of stuff to go over here, though. Most of it's up a little bit down, but Akron Canton is up to a 6-weekly, or down to a 6-weekly from a 1 daily, so a small drop there. Fort Myers is up to a 4-weekly from a 2-weekly, along with Islip. Tampa is down to a 1 daily from an 11-weekly. Still have that daily flight there, though. Orlando and Providence are both up to a daily from a 5-weekly. Pittsburgh is up to a daily from a 4-weekly. Columbus is down to a 3-weekly from a 4-weekly, so a small drop there. Norfolk and Portland, Maine are both up to 3-weeklies from 2-weeklies. White Plains is up to a 6-weekly from a 5-weekly, and then a small drop at West Palm Beach from a 2-weekly to a 4-weekly. Outside of that, very, very heavy progression here as we get into the summer months. Like I mentioned, some gate changes as we kind of go through. Spirit's kind of end out of this airport. It will be like that for all of our airports. San Antonio, not Milwaukee. Yes, Milwaukee, not Windsor Locks. They'd already exited Windsor Locks, and then Burbank as well, having some changes there. But still, very glad you guys enjoyed today's video. Please make sure to like and subscribe to help me out. Really had a past strong month, so really appreciate the support you guys have been giving me there. Continuing to get some new models here as we work towards these summer months. I'll be able to do a lot more. Debating on adding another airport. Just got to see how I'm able to keep up with my current schedule. I'm already having a hard time kind of getting through the 5 main ones I do. I'd still love to get my fictional back. Just have to get the garage kind of all in order because I don't currently have the space to do it. Would love to get the fictional back, though, but I'm thinking about adding another airport here. Kind of just have to see and see how that goes. But I really appreciate the support you guys have been giving me, and I'll see you all in the next one.